Welcome to Muslim Apologetics Australia. As you know, from the right-wing group of Australia, the Rise of the Fish and Chips, Pauline Hanson, who is an anti-Islamist, has posted an article on her Facebook page in regards to the controversial flyer that was distributed amongst the Muslims in regards to an Australian Islamic Peace Conference. Pauline Hanson was outraged that the actual flyer blotted out the pictures of female Muslim speakers in that very event. And as you can see, that she has a problem with it, saying that this is dehumanization and discrimination. Now, if this was dehumanization and discrimination, these are the same people that say Islam does not give women a voice. Islam does not give women a platform to speak to actual Muslim men. Yet the very same event is allowing Muslim women to speak as general and main speakers of the event. So how is that even dehumanization and discrimination? It's not. In fact, I'll post the response from the IRA people who put this event forward from the Muslim organization, who have said that they've blotted out the pictures due to the right-wing groups trying to target vulnerable Muslims. As you know, that the right-wing groups are pretty coward. They actually go after Muslim women and harass them. And that was the reason that it was blotted out. But it's interesting because Miss Pauline Hanson says Australia is a Christian country. So she pretty much believes in the values of Christianity and the Bible. So what I did was I posted a question to one of Pauline Hanson's supporters, and let's see what he says in regards to the very Bible Pauline Hanson believes in. His name is Siri Smith, who's from Queensland, the same state of Pauline Hanson. I asked him a question regarding the Bible. In 1 Corinthians 14:34, it says that women should not even speak in church. And I asked this question to the Christian, and look what he says, and he writes back. He says, in 1 Corinthians 14:34, women should remain silent in the churches. And listen to his explanation. He says, quote, they are not allowed to speak, but must be in submission, as the law says. He quotes 1 Timothy 2:14. And Adam was not the one deceived. It was the woman who was deceived and became the sinner. This is the repercussion from the original woman sinning in the Garden of Eden. So look at the dilemma we have here. He admits, these are the Pauline Hanson supporters, they admit that women can't speak in church, yet they will have a problem with Muslim women being covered with their face, and that's dehumanization, at a public event where they are actually allowed to speak, unlike the Bible. And notice, it's today's women who take the sin of Eve. Because Eve sinned in the Garden of Heaven, in the Garden of Eden, because she sinned, all of the rest of the Christian women around the world, they can't speak in church because of what Eve did. Now, how is that not dehumanization? Why should Christian women today suffer the sin of Eve? And isn't it amazing that in Islam, we are told that both Adam and Eve committed a sin. We don't say only Eve committed it, we say both of them. But look, in Christianity, it's like automatically it's the woman's fault. It's not the man's fault, it's the woman's fault, folks. And these are the same people who made Jesus into a God. Notice, God did not become a woman, he became a man. God was not black, he became white. Look how they're creating sexism. Look how they're creating racism. Look how Christianity is showing that the male is more dominant than the female, and these people want to have a go at Islam and that Islam degrades women. So there you have it, folks. In Islam, a woman can be a scholar. She could teach men. And that's what Aisha radiallahu anha did in the hadith. Men used to come to her. She used to put her finger in her mouth and she used to speak to them in a hardened voice. She used to teach them the Quran and the hadith, where in Christianity, a woman is not allowed to preach or speak to men in churches. She's not allowed to even speak to women in church. She can't even get up and preach. As a Christian, she can't even preach the Bible. She must be submissive and the man must teach her. And these people want to talk about women's rights. These people want to talk about Islamic women's rights. These people want to talk about Islam dehumanizing women. You bunch of hypocrites.